We focused on it earlier on in the show. England's performance against New Zealand yesterday, 1-0. It doesn't matter. The result doesn't mean anything. I thought you'd have seen more than one goal against the side who's ranked 85th in the world and the lowest ranked team in the tournament, but it was Harry Kane's goal that made the difference. Anthony Gordon spoke to Faker others after the game about the team needing to learn to gel with each other's playing styles.
It's just, again, playing with the players, because we don't play with each other for so long. It's getting used to people's tendencies, like you said, getting used to the pitch, because it might not seem like a big deal, but it changes a lot because you have to readjust your game in many ways. So yeah, it's just all of that, and then dealing with the heat, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell the heat was a lot for them last night. You could see that in the performance as well, which is more than expected. Who do you think starts, Gordon or Rashford?
Oh. Well, it's a tricky one. If you want to get your winger to the byline, I'd probably say it's more likely Gordon. If you want a player to cut inside like Rashford can and then dink balls into areas where it allows Kane to get across somebody and get the type of goal we got last night that Jed Spencer put in, that type of ball. But it's going to be a close race on that one between Rashford and Gordon. And that's what you want, competition. Do you know the standout feature of me for England? I think they've got a lot of players in that squad who are good characters.
Yeah.
From Kane, Rice, Saka, Mark Gahey, Elliot Anderson. And there's others. I've missed a few out. Pickford, the keeper. I think they've got a really good, you can see a really good feel about the atmosphere within the camp.
Well, Anthony Gordon said that, didn't he? He said there's a real good spirit and togetherness with this group. But from what you saw yesterday, can't read too much into it, but have you seen enough to know that they're fully prepared ahead of this World Cup?
Well, I would say, look, it'll be on the opening game of the tournament, which is obviously you're playing the best team in your group. I would argue that the England games that they've got is that Croatia is their toughest one. Okay, it's their opening game. Yeah. So they've got to go in there absolutely full on the pedal to play against a very dangerous side that have always overachieved Croatia. And yes, they've had a lot of experience. Croatia still today have a massive amount of experience in their group. So it's a tough challenge. All you want them is to focus on that game because that is the toughest one you're going to start with.
Are they ready?
Oh, they will be. Of course they will. I think they'll definitely be ready by Wednesday week. Yeah, and there will be hard training sessions and I don't think we can assess too much by playing New Zealand in the opening game of before, you go and get into the hard stuff, which is going to be the competition time.
Okay. All 104 matches from the World Cup live on the talkSPORT network. Do not miss a thing with us. Download the talkSPORT app and you simply won't miss a thing. Right, everybody get your water bottles or your pens and sing into them. Let's do this.
This time yesterday, I thought I was gonna die.
Honestly, an underrated banger still. Michelle McManus, winner of Pop Idol, Scotland legend, Scotland fan, is with us this morning on the Weekend Sports Breakfast. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Yeah, great.
Great. You look brilliant. The coral hair is matching the top, Michelle.
Well, I mean, only me and Russ Abbott have ever had this hair colour. So I don't to see you, Jimmy has. And it's kind of like very Iron Brew-esque, and it goes with my Scotland top. So I thought, why not match for the World Cup? I like to match.
It's perfect.
I'm sure you're very excited leading up to the World Cup, Michelle.
Listen, I was working last night, Tony, and I came out. I was hosting a big ball, and I came out to Hilton, and first thing I did was check the Scotland score. Saw the score, and I was like, oh my God, we're going to win the World Cup. That's it, done. We've just thrashed Bolivia, that's it. Because that's what every Scotland fan woke up thinking this morning. This is it. Game's a good one.
This is what we do, don't we? We get ahead of ourselves, Michelle. We really do.
The hope will kill us, Shebahn, but we don't care. We go back for more.
Exactly, every single time. Tell us about the feeling in your house. And I know you're a massive football family, Michelle. What are you guys doing to kind of get into World Cup fever?
So it's so good, right? So I'm part of a mixed marriage here because I'm a Celtic fan and my husband's a Rangers fan, which I know is quite contentious. And we've got two wee boys. So for the first time, the four of us have come together and I can't tell you, my children are 6 and 4. I listen downstairs and every time my husband brings home a new pack of football stickers, they're screaming because they got a shiny or they got someone's, a striker from the country they wanted. So the whole country, like I'm wearing my Scotland top this morning, but this was not, this is not like a special occasion. Like you walk about Scotland right now and everyone is in Scotland tops. Like, you can feel this whole thing building. It's actually amazing.
Yeah.
It's so good for the soul.
So how do you do how about your kids? You said you've got 2 boys, 4 and 6. So is one of them Celtic and one of them Rangers,
Yeah,
or
you're
are they
splitting
both?
that up.
Well, here's the thing, Tony. We pretend to my husband that they're both Rangers, right? But when my husband's not listening, they'll turn around and give me a wink and go, "We really support Celtic, mummy." And I'm like, "Good boys, good boys." But it's all fun. It's all fun in the house.
Yeah, great.
Oh, listen, I mean, you've had the chance to sing at a lot of events over your career. Have you ever had the chance to sing Flower of Scotland? Because for me, that's the best national anthem in the world. And obviously I would say that. But I mean, it means a lot to everybody. People love their national anthem.
Do you know, I've been so lucky, Shebahn. I've sang it, whether it's been the football and the rugby, but I had a disaster once. I sang it years ago. Ricky Burns, the boxer, was boxing at the SEC, and there was like 20,000 people there. So I was asked to sing the national anthem, went along, and I had never actually attended a boxing match or seen a full-size boxing ring before. So, spoiler alert, it's huge, and there's no stairs to get up to it, you know, and I'm a big bitty a woman. So first of all, I had to get airlifted onto the side of the ring, and 2 guys basically slipped a disc, and they wouldn't lower the ropes. And I was like, how am I going to get in the middle of the ring? And the only way I can describe to you me getting in that ring was like trying to force a St Bernard through a cat flap. But somehow I managed to get in. And I sang the national anthem, and I managed to get back out just in time before Ricky Burns and the Mexican guy who was fighting ding ding for round 1. So that was slightly awkward in front of all those fans, but it was a great experience. It's always great and such a great honour to sing the national anthem at these massive events. I did it at the Commonwealth Games as well. It was just I was very, very lucky.
I'm going to use that one. It's a burner through a cat flap.
Honestly, listen, I was double spanked as well, Tony. I don't know if that means anything to you, but there was not a lot of bend what was happening either, so I was like getting buttered up and just popped in.
Oh, Michelle, that's why we love you. Great chat, great chat. Listen, tell us about your best memories. Obviously, we have one to focus on for yourself. That would be '98 Scotland at the World Cup. What's your memories of then?
So I was 18, Shebahn, and I was in my heyday, hitting the pubs in Glasgow, going out, not now, but I'm like 46 and in my bed by 9 o'clock at night. I don't know how I'm going to cope with these games, by the way, Haiti, Morocco and Brazil. I'm going to have to make a special, go for a nap in the afternoon to make sure I see them. But I remember, because you'll remember, right, that first game, I think we get thrashed. I think was it 3-0 or something against Morocco. And then we came back. I'm sure we drew with Norway, and then everything was on the Brazil game. And the absolute heartbreak, because obviously Brazil scored first, right? And then Johnny Collins with that penalty, and then the OG. And it was just, it was heartbreaking. And again, it's the hope that we'll carry, because Brazil, right? Scotland are never going into a match with Brazil thinking, we're going to win this. Are we really? It's never going to happen. And then for a split second, it looked like it might. We were in with a chance, and it was just, you heard the whole nation sigh, and it was heartbreaking. But, you know, I sometimes think the Tartan Army function better with heartbreak than we ever do winning. We don't know what to do when we win, do we? We're not quite sure, but we function. I've got a lot of sad songs to sing afterwards as well, and everybody had a couple of whiskies and they're sorted, and everybody's laughing and joking again within 10 minutes. So, but this is so exciting. It's almost history repeating itself again, into with Morocco and Brazil. Obviously, Haiti's the big one. We need to pick up the points against Haiti.
Yeah.
If we can do that, I mean, aim for third, right? But the way the World Cup's set up this year as well, there's a real chance of us, you know, potentially, I don't want to jinx it, if we can finish in a good place in third and get something out the other 2 games, even just a point or something, there's that hope, isn't there?
Yeah. Anything else you're looking forward to, the World Cup? Obviously, you've talked about the fans, the results, and, you know, just being with your boys and watching the games. If I know they're awkward times, but, you know, it will be their first experience of a World Cup.
Tony, you've just hit the nail on the head. You know, it's memories, isn't it? You're asking me what my memories are. It's memories for my kids and my wee boys, and engaging them as well, and that national pride, you know, because we're a really proud nation. I'm sure you know that sitting beside Shebahn, you know, every other weekend, but we're such a proud nation. But something like this, it just goes from 0 to 100, right? And it's being together, and it's the possibility of us. Imagine we make it past those group stages, and we get to stay more than 2 weeks for all the people that have spent all that money going over to America. It would be.
Well,
and also getting to see all the other countries too, isn't it? It's not just, you know, it's for my wee boys getting to see all these other countries playing.
Yeah, I know. I'm so excited. You've made me.
Well, you can't choose between Ireland and Scotland.
Well, it's definitely Scotland this time, isn't it?
Listen, I'm not far behind you. Half my family are Irish as well, Shebahn. But
don't forget where you come from, Michelle. Exactly that.
Listen, I know, and, you know, as I said, Shebahn and I in our heyday, we would have been out partying and watching that game live. You're younger than me, Shebahn, now, but when you were kicking about with an old woman, when we were in Glasgow working together, we've got a fair few stories.
Well, I'll tell you some off air, Cass.
Oh, do not tell them on air, please.
You need a night out with Michelle. But like you say, it all changed days now. Now you're in bed at 9 o'clock.
I just keep thinking of St Bernard.
Yeah.
I know. Honestly, just thinking me, a size 22 woman at the time, trying to get in a boxing ring, and they refused to lower the ropes for me, Tony. It was shocking. Imagine not helping the lassie out.
Well, let's go back and sue them, Michelle.
But I'll tell you what, the two guys that were pushing my butt behind me that didn't seem too upset about it. They were fine, and then just popped me in my wee bookie in the ring.
Michelle, can't wait to speak to you again soon. To you and your family, enjoy the World Cup, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks for coming.
Cheers, Michelle. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Michelle McManus there, Pop Idol winner.
She could easily do comedy.
She's brilliant. No, she does do a bit of comedy.
I was going to say, she could do stand-up all day long.
She does one-woman shows, and then what's amazing is that she's got one of the best voices I've ever heard. Yeah. And then she'll sing as well. So not only is she funny, got a bit of chat, she can sing as well. She's a very good friend of mine, and we go way back to pantomime days together.